Okay, I just took 2/1000ths of an inch off of each side of the tang. Plopped it on my surface grinder and just get that out of the way. So basically I'm at 252 thousandths on the tang. Now, I have not, where'd it go? I have not attempted to make any fit of this yet. Every time you see something here on the camera, it's going to be the first time I did it. Now remember, I mill my guard shoulders, right? So if you look at that full thickness, full width area on the tang, those are 4 90-degree corners. See, those are 90-degree corners. If my camera can actually focus on the knife and not, you know, it's not always the best of things. Sometimes it wants to focus off in the distance rather than on the knife. But anyway, you understand, can't get a good background. Where the guard fits is 4 sharp corners. But when we milled the slot, we have, with an 1/8 inch end mill, the corners are round. So we are, in essence, sticking a square peg in a round hole. So what's probably going to happen, I'm going to slide this guard and it's going just fine. It's going to hit the 4 corners to illustrate what I'm talking about. And you guys will know what I'm saying. This is our slot with rounded corners, right? But we're trying to stick a rectangle in it that's got 4 90-degree corners. It's not going to go in. So I will take this knife into my grind room, and on the slack upper part of my grinder, I'll just I freehand this. I get a good rest, and I gently round these corners over. I round those corners over on the knife so that they kind of fit this thing. I don't fit the guard. I don't want to change that guard slot hardly ever. The only thing I want to do is radius to meet this radius right here at the top and bottom of the guard slot, but I don't want to change these dimensions because it's mathematically correct. So anyway, that's where I am now. I'm gonna turn this off just a second. Okay, I stuck my knife in a vise with, just got a piece of leather that I've been using for 15 years. I just wrap it up in there and wrap around the guard. Now here is my guard slot. Here's my guard. This is the first time this has fit on there. Of course, the top part is, it just goes on there. And what's going to happen? This is always, wow, it actually, fascinating. It's actually going on part way onto the guard slot. Now, it's going to get goofy here. I'm going to hang on. It's kind of sliding on to the knife, but what is stopping it is the square corners of the knife, of the tang area. The 4 square corners are digging into the round corners in the guard slot. So I'm just going to gently roll those over, and then we'll see where we're at. I don't know why my camera, I'm hoping I was on record there. My camera just shut off for no particular reason, but I literally just slid this guard on into this location, and that's all that lacks of fit is the radius at the top and bottom. And my total guard fit now would be, without camera time and in real time where I'm not recording this, I would have had this guard fitted in under 15 minutes, and it would be basically a seamless fit. When I clean that up, it'll disappear, and it's getting hot blued black. So anyway, easy peasy, eh? Back in a minute. I'm going to go file the top and the bottom of the guard slot. Okay, I put one of my most important tools in this shop is a pipe vise. If you don't have a pipe vise, you should get one, because it spins around, you know, it circulates around and around like that, and then this thing tips up and down. I even take another small vise like that and put it in here, and there's not a piece of anything I can't access on a knife. But what you'll see I've done here is I've just slightly radiused the top and bottom of the guard slot to match the radius on my guard shoulders. And what I did was you can buy some safe edge files. I've got some that Jerry Radis turned me on a long time ago that Nicholson used to make. They don't even make them anymore. But this is just I found some inexpensive files, throw them on the surface grinder and knock the sides flat so you can come in here and file your guard slots without screwing up your corner. So anyway, I just rounded these over, and now we're going to try a real-time fit. I'm wondering if I can. I'm going to set this down here, and where's my vise? Okay, there's my vise over there. You're going to be able to see me. You're going to be able to see me, and I'm going to go see if I can tap this guard into place. I lost my piece of leather, everybody, so just hang in there a second. Where'd that go? Seriously? Sure. Well, this is embarrassing. Where did that piece of leather go? That's nuts. I'm not seeing it on the floor, or I'm just going to leave that camera running and just show you what it's like in the damn knife shop. Maybe I took it in the other room. I don't know. Nope. It's not laying here. There. It's not on the float. It's not laying on the bench right here. Are you serious? Seriously? This is absurd. This is nuts. This is what it's like in a knife shop. There's black holes everywhere. You lay something down and the knife shop just sucks it. Oh, that's over here laying on the floor underneath the vise. So anyway, I'm going to take my knife, wrap it in my leather, stick the knife in the vise. Here's my guard. First time fit. Set it right on there. Now I've got hope you can see this. This is just a piece of leather with a slot cut in it. I'm going to slide that down on the tang like so. And then I've got just a black pipe nipple. Black pipe nipple with an end cap on it to hammer against, and I've crimped the end, and I've also put a little, it's not square on you, it's got a little taper so it can kind of fit the tang, and I'm going to tap that guard on the back and see where we end up. Okay, and remember this leather here. I hope you can see this. What I've got is the tiniest little gap there at the top. But other than that, what I want you to see is the fit. This is the first time that guard has been sent down onto that knife. And I've got just the tiniest little bit of gap up there at the top. And what will happen is where that's fit there tight, there's going to be a little on the inside of the guard. There's going to be a little shiny spot where it's rubbing there, and I'm just going to knock that off. Hang on. Okay. Sometimes as well, sometimes you just need to maybe increase the radius a little bit. So maybe sometimes that's hanging up. It's not always cut and dry at exactly what the problem is. So I filed a little bit more of a radius on here, but right now I'm going to go over, and this will be the second time that this guard has been attached to the knife. And I started slotting this, started slotting it basically 32 minutes ago or something like that. And that's including a lot of talking and filming and video and losing leather and all kinds of stuff. So this will be the second fit. there so I didn't look more like an idiot than I am. Lock my knife in. Slide my guard down. Put my leather protector on there, and of course now I can't find my pipe nipple. There's always something, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I'll put it back where it belongs. I always got the hammer hanging here too. So how's your hammer hanging? That's the second fit. And I have the exact same problem, a little gap there at the top. So what I'm guessing is, I was hoping I'd get it in 2 fits. Most of the time I get it in 2 fits. Just going to end up filing it one more time. One more time. I'll leave this, I'll just do it real time. And get right in the corner. I think that's where it's hanging up, is where my radius. You know, I could probably take that knife back in the grind room and grind a little more radius on that corner. So I can either grind more radius on the corner of the tang, and make it round, or I can do a little more file in the corner of the guard slot to make it square. It's, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Now there's a little high spot that maybe I can reduce. Here's a good thing about that. I don't need to be bending over like this. I can just loosen this vise and roll this thing up and change my angle, and I can stand straight up. If you don't have a pipe vise, man, you really need to get one. Okay. Knife back in. Guard on. Now I can't find the leather protector, which is fine. That's why I keep a couple of them hanging on the wall. Leather protector. I'm going to hit it really hard in a couple minutes. Okay, we're at 100% right now. This is the guard fitted. Hope you can all see that. And I mean, it is, I don't know how you can get a better guard fit than that. And watch this. I'm going to take it off with my fingers. That fit I'm able to remove with my fingers, and it's perfectly tight. I had to, so that's a guard fit. I did want to point out something kind of quick, and that is I never one time touched this guard slot dimensionally to fit that knife with a file. On the it's untouched on the sides. The knife is untouched where the guard fit. I milled it directly to that dimension. The only place this was touched with the file was to create the radius on the top and the bottom of the slot, and that is on a friction fit, basically flawless joint on a takedown knife, where the looks like the knife just grew out of that guard. Imagine If you had a mill and you were milling and you back cut your guard shoulders like on your Ricasso, your guard fits would be about 6 minutes. You could just tap them. You could just go over to your machine, mill it, do a quick radius on it, and tap them right on. So I can't emphasize how much these little machines, the true value of them. Okay, I'm milling my spacer slot right now. If you don't have a mill, man, get one.